If you're considering an AI audit, this video will save you time because an AI audit can mean many things. Some audits are technical assessments, some are just vendor tool reviews, some are vague strategy documents. What we mean at 80/20 Green is specific. An AI audit is a practical business deliverable that maps processes, identifies AI and automation opportunities, and prioritizes them into a staged plan that you can actually implement. In the next 10 to 12 minutes, I'll show you what an AI audit delivers, templates and outputs, and how these outputs flow into the build, deployment, optimization, and ongoing support. So an AI audit is a structured review of your workflows to identify where AI can create measurable value, time saved, fewer handoffs, improved throughput, improved service levels, improved customer satisfaction, better use of internal knowledge. It's not primarily a tool comparison exercise where you compare one tool against another. Tools come later once opportunities and requirements are clear. And it's also not a promise of outcomes, it's a plan for outcomes. It's also not a limitation exercise. In most businesses, there are many valid AI applications. The audit captures the landscape and then sequences it. So you apply AI for what matters most first. In our model, an AI audit produces 5 deliverables. Deliverable 1 is a process map pack. This is a set of process maps for the workflows that matter most, covering off inputs, the steps, handoffs, decisions, exceptions, and outputs. It comes in a form of flowchart. Deliverable 2 is an opportunity register. This is a structured list of AI and automation opportunities mapped to each process, including what changes, what systems it touches, and what done means. Deliverable 3 is prioritization scoring. It's a value, effort, risk, readiness scoring model applied to the register of opportunities, resulting in a ranked list and a short list. Deliverable 4 is a staged roadmap. This is a phase sequence that answers what do we do first, what comes next, and how do we expand adoption over time. Deliverable 5 is for those top opportunities, maybe just 1, 2, or 3 of them. It's a short brief showing the required inputs, expected outputs, guardrails, and acceptance criteria for testing. Why do these deliverables matter? The biggest cost in implementation is usually ambiguity. It's an unclear scope, it's missing edge cases, and there's confusion about what success looks like. So these deliverables that we focus on reduce ambiguity. They help the developer build faster and more reliably. They help the business understand what will change. And they help deployment because you can train people on a defined before and after case. The audit outputs become the blueprint for their deployment. The process maps give context. The opportunity register defines the candidate deployments. Prioritization selects what to do first. And implementation briefs become the build requirements. Acceptance criteria become the test cases. And this is how AI strategy becomes AI deployment and where you actually benefit from it. So what do you need to provide us as a client? So to make an audit fast and useful, we need access to the people who know the workflows, both those who manage and those who do it. We need a list of key systems that you have, whether they're email, customer relationship management, scheduling, accounting, storage, and so on. We need clarity on what outcomes matter most, and we need constraints around sensitive information permissions. And most importantly, we need top management buy-in and top management commitment to this process. Otherwise, based on a lot of experience doing audits, it won't work well. So that top management commitment is essential. What happens after the audit? Well, after the audit, you can use the outputs internally or proceed to build and deploy the top priorities with us. Either way, you'll end up with clarity and a defensible plan. So if you're considering an AI audit, the easiest first step is a quick 15-minute call. We'll understand your context and recommend the next steps, either a longer meeting or an AI audit if we believe it's a fit and we've got enough information to do that. So let's make some of these deliverables a bit more tangible. So a process map describes how the work actually happens. For each workflow, we capture how it is initiated. Is it initiated by an email, a phone call, a web form, a referral, an internal request? What information is required at each step of that process? What systems are used in which order? and where handoffs from one system or between people happen, and where delays and rework tends to occur. And what are the exception paths? The 10% of cases that cause 90% of the friction. This is actually valuable to your business even before AI is applied because it documents what may only now exist in people's heads. Many businesses run on tribal knowledge, and this map makes that knowledge explicit. Then let's look at the opportunity register. It's a table, it's not a brainstorm. For each opportunity, we capture the process it relates to, the problem it addresses, whether that problem be delay, admin load, rework, missed follow-ups, customer dissatisfaction. It lists the proposed AI automation interventions, including which may be drafting, prioritizing, routing, knowledge retrieval. The systems touched, your existing systems that are touched by this, whether it's your CRM system, your email, your scheduling, your document storage. The required inputs, like structured fields in web forms, documents, email threads. The expected outputs that are going to be produced, such as might be a draft email, a task creation, a summary or classification. The human in the loop points, where you do need to have a human, and also escalation pathways to humans, and a rough estimate of what value could look like, whether that's time saved, fewer missteps, faster turnaround. Again, the goal isn't to say that you're going to implement every item. The goal is to clearly describe and identify the business value of each opportunity so that prioritization is informed. Now, prioritization is how we score without pretending to be precise or nitpicking. We score opportunities across just 4 dimensions: value, effort, risk, and readiness. And it's a relative assessment. Which opportunities are most likely to deliver meaningful impact quickly? What are implementable with low disruptions? Which need prerequisites before they're done? What is not implementing this opportunity currently costing you? This is where AI Fault Matters Most becomes a practical decision tool. Then there's the roadmap, which involves stage planning. It prevents 2 common mistakes. One is trying to do everything at once, which just spreads attention thinly. And 2 is just doing one isolated project and then stopping because there's no plan to expand. A good roadmap has phases. Phase 1 is your first validated deployment. Phase 2 is focused on getting that first deployment operating really smoothly and fine-tuning it. Phase 3 then expands into other deployments. This is how businesses build AI capability without chaos. Now, the implementation briefs are where the audits become buildable. For the top priorities, we specify the trigger, what starts the workflow, the decision logic, how items are classified or routed, the outputs and the format, what gets produced and where does it go, the acceptance criteria, how we test that it works, the exceptions and the escalation rules, and the measurement plan, what we track to know that it's actually delivering value. So if you've ever implemented systems, you know that this is what removes both most of the backwards and forwards in developing those systems, having that very clear brief. Now, how does the AI audit workshop typically run? In practice, we run the audit through short focus sessions. First is a kickoff with your team to confirm goals, constraints, and priority workflows, or the initial priority workflows that you seem to think are important. Secondly, we meet individually, both with managers and those who are actually doing the actual tasks or activities, and to discuss their workflows and challenges. Thirdly, we take everything we've learned and map out the processes and the opportunities. Fourth is a feedback and prioritization session to score opportunities and agree on sequence. And fifth is a wrap-up where we confirm the roadmap and the next steps. Now, we keep these sessions practical and time-bound. Your staff are busy, your operators are busy. The goal is to capture the truth of how work happens, not to create a perfect academic model. So even though the AI audit isn't a tool comparison, it makes the selection of the AI tools easier. Once you know the workflows, the inputs, the outputs of permissions and constraints, you can evaluate tools and platforms against the requirements rather than starting with a tool and hoping that you can get it to fit. So to recap, an AI audit delivers process maps you can build from, an opportunity register tied to workflows, prioritization scoring and a shortlist, a staged roadmap for expansion, implementation briefs with acceptance criteria. Now, if you want a quick practical view on whether an AI audit makes sense for your business, book a 15-minute call below. Just one final point. A good audit should feel usable. If you don't feel confident that the priority outcomes of the audit can be implemented, it's not the right audit. That usability is what we aim to optimize for. Thanks.